Hello and welcome to Kettle and Bones, where we make really delicious, really healthy food. And you can too. Today, I'm really excited. This episode has been a long time coming. Today we're making an essential ingredient that is going to open up a whole new branch of entrees for us to make. It's fresh, ultra healthy, and it's just better in every way than any dried, canned, preserved version you could buy in a store. We're making Zesty chili paste. Let's get cooking. Chili paste starts with chili peppers. Today we're using a blend of fresh and dried peppers to bring a mix of spiciness and earthy botanical flavors that should give us a good all-purpose chili paste, suitable for making all kinds of great Southwestern, Mexican, and Central and South American inspired foods. Let's meet today's contestants. First, we have green Poblano peppers, probably one of the most common mild peppers you'll encounter. They bring a nice earthy freshness without adding too much heat. You could comfortably take a bite of one of these completely raw, even if you're not into spicy foods. These are a staple item in Mexican cooking and are a great place to start a chili paste, whatever your tolerance for spiciness might be. Next, hello old friend, the always reliable jalapeno pepper. Try them pickled, they're delicious. Jalapenos are probably the most popular pepper in the Western world. They bring a nice herby flavor as well, savory, not so much fruity, and they also contribute a good amount of spiciness without being too much for most people to handle. Next, we have some Serrano peppers. These are actually very similar to jalapenos. They bring a very fresh, bright flavor when raw, but they're hotter than jalapenos. If your goal is a milder chili paste that brings flavor but not so much heat, you could leave these out and just include jalapenos. Today, my goal is a pretty spicy paste, so these Serranos are in. So far, our flavor profile is shaping up to be very herbal, fresh, clean, and light with a good amount of spice. Our next variety of peppers will start to change that. I have some dried Aji Panca peppers here. This is a South American pepper common to Peru. These are not going to contribute much heat, but they have a great fruity aroma and flavor. You'll smell it right away. That is often compared to apples, pears, sometimes berries. If you can't get these locally, you can order the whole dried chili pods online, along with probably just about every other variety of chili. Or you could use something like an Ancho chili here. Ancho chilies are simply dried Poblano peppers with noticeably different but similar flavors to the Aji Panca. Finally, we're going to include a can of Chipotle peppers in adobo sauce. Chipotle peppers are jalapeno peppers that have been left on the vine to fully ripen until they are red, not green, then smoked until they're dry. This gives them a smoky flavor, as you might imagine. Let's start by prepping our fresh peppers. Hey, Poblano, you're up. I'm slicing these the long way and pulling out the stems. The seed cluster will come with it. Now let's cut these into long slices and set them aside. I'll explain why we're doing this in just a moment. Next, the jalapenos. Purely as an exercise, I'm going to remove the seeds and white interior flesh from this one to illustrate how it's done, but I'm not going to do that for the rest of them. I'm making a very spicy paste today, personal preference, for reasons of both flavor and health, so I want all the spicy seeds and capsaicin-laden pepper tissue left in. I'm just going to cut off the stems and roughly chop the rest of these. The same goes for our Serrano peppers. Stems off, rough chop. And we're preparing our dried Aji Panca peppers in more or less the same way. Stems off, rough chop. I want big flat pieces of dried pepper. Now, we're going to add a little more depth and complexity to our chili paste. We're going to take a pan over medium-high to high heat and add a little neutral oil. I'm using grapeseed oil. We're going to add in all of our strips of Poblano pepper. And we're just going to cook these until they develop a little bit of color. I want these to darken and blister up just a little. This is going to bring out their natural earthy flavors a little more. That will help to balance out a lot of the bright flavors our fresh peppers are bringing in. Typically when we roast poblano peppers, whether it's in the pan or oven or grill, you would want to remove the skins since it can get sort of papery when it's cooked. For our chili paste, however, this is all going into the blender and you won't notice the skins one bit, so don't worry about it. Next, we're going to do the same with about a quarter or so of our Jalapeño and Serrano peppers. Fun fact, did you know? Air can be spicy. I recommend opening several windows at this point. Again, we're roasting these because the high heat of the pan will change and enhance some of the subtle flavors, very similar to why you would sear a steak or caramelize onions. If by chance you are firing up the grill this summer and you happen to have a bunch of raw peppers waiting to be made into chili paste, grill those up. Fire always adds a great, unique flavor. This can also be done in the oven under the broiler if you prefer. Some blackening on the outside of the pepper is fine, but just don't burn them. These are looking just right, so in they go to our cooked pepper bowl. The last thing we're going to do in our pan will be to roast and then rehydrate our dried Aji Panca peppers. These are going in totally dry, no oil this time. These already smelled floral and sweet right out of the package, but now, wow, this is flowers, raisins, maybe dates, honey, just a nice little bit of smokiness on the end. This is going to be great. After a few minutes of dry roasting, add just enough water to the pan to cover the peppers. Then we're going to wait until that reaches a nice simmer. When it does, we're going to turn off the heat, cover it, and set it aside for about 10 or 15 minutes. Now, it's time to mix things up a bit. Get it? In a blender that is strong, yet sensitive, cultured, and refined, we're going to start with our roasted and raw fresh peppers. That's looking pretty full, but it's going to reduce as we blend it. To help that along, let's add some of the liquid from the Aji Panca pepper pan. The lid goes on, and who wants to ride in the blender?
Me.
Okay, that went well. This is looking and smelling very fresh, bright, zesty, and green, just as you might expect. We've made some room, so let's add our Aji Panca peppers along with all the liquid. And taking another ride. Alright, looking good. Still a little chunky to be called paste, but we're not done yet. Let's not forget our Chipotle Peppers, bringing a final boost of dark, smoky richness to the mix. Oh, and one final addition before we're done, I'm adding the juice of one lime. We've added a lot of dark smokiness to this just now, and some bright citrusy tanginess is going to be really nice. It is zesty chili paste after all. And another round of blending. This time I'm going to let it run for a good minute or two. You see all the colorful chunks whizzing around in there? The seeds and bits of green? Ideally, we want as few of those remaining as possible, and we want this paste as smooth and homogeneous as we can get it. We won't get them all, but the smoother this is, the better. And that, my friends, is all there is to making a great chili paste. Let's get this in jars. I wish technology had evolved to the point where I could accurately convey the aroma that is filling the kitchen right now. It's spectacular. You've got to try making this. So there we have it, and you want to know what we can make with this delicious chili paste? Yeah, maybe I should have led with that. Well, basically, you want to use this chili paste in any situation where you would have used chili powder. But you're never going to want to use powder again after you cook with this. So, sauces, dips, marinades, casseroles, making chili con carne. Any Tex-Mex type of food, obviously. Tacos, burritos, enchiladas, nachos. Oh, what's that? Oh, you think you can't have those things if we're keeping low carb and or keto. I was once like you. Very shortly, We will be adding to our repertoire of healthy dishes and ingredients some items that will make these and other foods you thought were off limits a glorious low-carb reality. This chili paste we've made today will be a bedrock ingredient in just about all of them. I hope you're as excited as I am for what we're about to do. But let me leave you today with one quick, easy, mouth-watering application, a zesty chili cream dressing. Central or South American crema, that's Spanish for cream, you can use sour cream if you can't get this. A generous spoon of our chili paste. A squeeze of lime juice, as much as you like, for as limey as you like it. And a sprinkle of salt. Mix, and you're done. This is great on salad greens, tomatoes, avocados, beef, chicken, fish, or just as a dip for raw veggies. You will never buy a bottle of Southwest Ranch dressing again. But keep in mind, this is just a tiny glimpse of what I really want to show you. Stay with Kettle and Bones for many, many more delicious applications of this fresh, zippy addition to your spice arsenal. It's a staple item in my kitchen. I'm confident once you use it, it will be one in yours too. But for now, just enjoy your zesty chili paste.